Assault, resist, and obstruct is the subject of today's preliminary examination.
So when you heard the loud muffler, what did you do?
We turned a patrol car around and followed the vehicle and conducted a traffic stop.
Describe your initial contact with the defendant.
Made contact to the driver's side. I announced myself as a Michigan State Trooper and the reason for the stop, and also for the insurance registration and driver's license.
Did the defendant provide his driver's license?
He said he did not have one. He was traveling.
Said he was traveling?
He was traveling.
Why did he say that?
Later, he showed he revoked driver's status. I asked him approximately 5 times to step out of his vehicle.
When you were speaking with him initially, was his window up or down?
It was down at the time, but he rolled it up and tried opening his door. It was locked. I struck his window approximately 4 to 5 times. It created a hole, and I pushed my gun in and scraped the window and cut myself doing so.
After you broke out the window, what happened?
He opened the door. He faced my partner, Trooper Hoffmeister, in an aggressive manner, and we turned him around into the A-pillar. And when we turned him around, he tensed up his arms. So Trooper Hoffmeister grabbed the left side of his arm, and he tensed up, and I grabbed the right side. And once I put pressure with my hands on his wrist or arm area, he gave up and put his hands behind his back.
When it came to smashing out the window, was there any other way that you could have de-escalated the situation, do you think, based on your training and experience?
We could have waited longer, but it's going to be the same factor.
Do you recall him asking to talk to somebody's supervisor?
Yes, sir.
Whose supervisor did he ask to speak with?
He asked to speak with our supervisor, sir.
Okay, did your supervisor end up arriving to speak with him?
No, sir.
Did you attempt to reach out to the supervisor?
No, sir.
Was there a reason why you did not do so?
Usually we do not have to have our supervisor come out on a traffic stop. Sir.
Trooper, when you were asking him to get out of the vehicle, and if you said this, I apologize, what was the purpose for that?
He wouldn't provide his information for me.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask that the court find him over as charged for the resist and obstruct. He admitted he didn't have a driver's license. He refused to get out of the car. He had to break open his window, and then he voluntarily got out and said something about fighting him, and then was not cooperative when they went to handcuff him.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court not to find it over. When it comes to my client maybe saying something about fighting but not knowing the details, that for all we know could have meant just, I'm going to fight the charge. We don't know. When it comes to him asking for a supervisor and not immediately exiting the vehicle based on the testimony of the officers, there was testimony that requested a supervisor. Yes, I don't believe that he was intentionally resisting or obstructing an officer. Thank you.
All right, after hearing the testimony today, the court finds probable cause to believe that the prosecution has met their burden in count number 1, resist and obstruct a police officer. May 16th of this year, they made a traffic stop. The reason for the stop was that there was a defective exhaust. Quickly became that he was operating without a license and that he essentially declared sovereign citizen status. He refused to get out of the vehicle. Trooper Kennedy testified that he gave approximately 5 commands to do so. Trooper Hoffmeister also stated that he gave several commands. There was testimony. The officers informed him that if he did not get out of the vehicle, he would be placed under arrest. The defendant rolls up his window and starts demanding to talk to a supervisor. It gets to the level that both troopers attempt to knock out the window. After being taken out of the vehicle, the defendant then tenses up so he cannot be placed into handcuffs. And then the defendant attempts to what's commonly referred to as square up with him. He has to be placed against the A-pillar of the vehicle. And yet a third officer, Sergeant Grum, has to place him in handcuffs. I find that the commands given to Mr. Franklin that day were lawful. The troopers were acting in their lawful capacity, and that he refused to follow those orders. As such, I hereby bind the defendant over.